Most people believe, even learned people, that Avram was the first person to come upon God. But factually, if you read the Midrash, this is not the case. How does one come upon truth? Or come upon an understanding to grasp the subject matter. If a person's analysis is correct and accurate, the analysis brings one to that level of understanding of what he's dealing with. However, whenever one makes an analysis, all the variables have to be taken into account. So if everything has been addressed and analyzed, it leads one to understand the total picture. However, existence is so vast and beyond the focus and the scope of any human being. Do we know what the galaxies are? Do we know what the planets are? Do we know what the other end of the earth is? The human being has such a level of limitation. It's as brilliant and as insightful and as perceptive as Avram was. His analysis is limited to his scope, and the scope of every human being is finite and limited. So how could one say that he came upon God through his quest for truth and ultimately his conviction not to veer from the truthful path? If one reads the Midrash accurately, Avram had endless questions. And the question, in the words of the Midrash, the words were, Avram saw a citadel with endless numbers of rooms, and each room was illuminated. And he called out, Mi balabiro, who is the master of the citadel? You have a functional entity, vibrant, thriving. And he kept calling out, Mi balabiro, who is the master of the citadel? And he had no answer. No one responded. Avram took this question to every nation of the world, and he asked them, who is the master of this world, of this universe? And they had answers. And the answers were not satisfactory. We always say, when we have a question, and we look for a solution or an answer, and we hear something, very often we say, I guess I could live with that answer. Avram was not interested in taking the edge off the question. Avram wanted to know the truth. And he was not willing to compromise his standard of truth unless he had the answer. And Avram did not have the answer. And because he did not compromise his standard of truth, the essence of truth, God himself responded, Ani balabiro, I am the master of this universe. I am the master of this citadel. There's a principle which we're going to discuss at length, which pervades the Torah and all spirituality, that you're only able to have a special relation with God if you assume his characteristics and his essence. The Talmud tells us that Chosomo shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu emes, God's signet is truth. That is God's signet. The Maharal of Prague writes that the word emes or emet, is a three-letter word. Aleph, Mem, Tov. In the Hebrew language, the letter which connotes something which is infinitesimal is the Aleph. That's the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. One would say, if you compromise its truth just on an infinitesimal level, basically it's truth. It's 99.999 endless nines. Truthful. Is it or not? It may not be 100% truthful, but it's basically truthful. So the Maral of Prague writes, if you take the Aleph from the word Aleph Mem Tov, what's left is Mem Tov. Mes, met, death, a corpse, has no value whatsoever. It's either totally true or it's not true whatsoever. The reason why the Jew or all humanity must live within the context of truth, because God's imprint, God's signet is truth. Every imprint, every aspect of existence has that watermark of God, the watermark of truth. And God only has relevance to existence, and He wills this existence. And He wants this existence to advance and thrive and be blessed with His bounty and unlimited blessing when it reflects His values and His interests and His profile. The United States of America, its citizens, until the recent past, were known for their genuineness, their truthfulness. They were truthful. They were ethics, they were morals. And because of those ethics and morals, and being genuine, we saw blessing, unlimited blessing. The United States of America is the land of bounty. In a short period of time, we thrived, we succeeded, we advanced, we came upon discoveries which were unheard of. I believe that because the American people assumed the mantle of truth, firstly, our currency is imprinted, embossed with the slogan, with the credo, "In God we trust." And not only in God we trust, but it's with His profile and His signet of truthfulness. This concept that we've just discussed, being truthful, all relationships are based on this principle. I believe it's so basic and elementary and so profound. If we would share it with our friends, with our family, and our colleagues, I think they would have tremendous, great benefit from this. And as a friend, as a family member, and as a colleague, it's something definitely should be shared.